Hello, everyone. It's time for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 282, season 12. Today's date is December 5th, 2023, and welcome to the program. On today's program, I'm going to talk about my memories of that store that was called Service Merchandise. Yeah. So I'll talk about what I bought there, the locations, and what the beginnings of it, and what happened to them. Also, I will do my past posts on my Van Chicagoland page. I haven't done that in about 2 or 3 months, so I got a lot to catch up. I won't do every post because that'll take forever. Just something that's very interesting and that's stood out. Okay. Right now, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Michelob Beer. And here's a commercial from 1979. And it features actor John Forsythe. Yeah, I remember those. I'm sure most people did when they aired. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show. Thank you, everyone.
Holidays were made for Michelob.
Hi.
Holidays were made for special friends.
What better beer than Michelob for the holiday season? Special enough to make the right impression, friendly enough to show you care. No wonder Michelob has become a holiday tradition.
Holidays were made for Michelob.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Michelob Beer that featured actor John Forsythe. What a wonderful actor he was. He starred in a lot of movies, television. I remember one movie he was in, The Trouble with Harry, and what was that other one? And Justice for All with Al Pacino. That's my brother's favorite movie. He liked with Al Pacino. He loved that actor. He loves that actor. Excuse me. And then, of course, he's best known as Charlie Townsend in Charlie's Angels. He was never seen, but he was heard. You know, good morning, angels. You know, he was talking through the intercom. And of course, he was best known as Blake Carrington on Dynasty, which I loved. I used to watch it religiously every week. You know, and it was a great show. Great soap from the 1980s. I have it on DVD. Not all seasons, but I should. I want to buy the box set soon. You know, that's a classic. And he died in 2011, I think. Yeah, I think so. And what a marvelous actor. Oh, he started a TV sitcom in the 50s and early 60s called Bachelor Father. Antenna TV show that I used to watch some episodes on Channel 32 in the late 70s. And I liked it. It was kind of cute. And then they brought it back on Antenna TV a few years ago. I don't have that station because of my cable company. So, because when you got to have Comcast. So I like the show. I wish they put it on DVD. I hope so. But he went on 3 networks like that. So, charming man indeed. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about my memories of Service Merchandise store in Chicago, and also do my past posts on my Van Chicagoland Facebook page. Before I get started, I'll mention one thing. I might do a podcast episode tomorrow. I probably. And if I do, I have 2 surprises. I'll give you a hint. It involves 2 crazy events that happened in Chicago. Well, One happened in Chicago and one happened here and in the United States. And that happened. And what they have in common is they both happened in the 1980s. So one is like an anniversary, and the other one is like something to do with Christmas in a way. So just be on the lookout, or keep your eyes and ears peeled. I will reveal it later on today. After the podcast is published, I will post some photos. So if it doesn't happen tomorrow, maybe I'll do it Saturday for sure. I'll do it this weekend, which would be no problem. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started, and we'll do this very quickly. I'm going to talk about Service Merchandise. Service Merchandise, it was a retail chain of catalog showrooms, and they carried lots of goodies. Jewelry, toys, sporting goods, electronics, you name it, lamps, all kinds of things like that. And it was a great place to shop. It really was. The company first started in 1934. I didn't realize it was that long ago. And it didn't start as like a showroom. No, it was a five and dime store, like Woolworths, Kresge's, something like that. And they were founded by a couple. Their names were Harry and Mary Zimmerman, and it was not in Chicago. It was founded in a town called Pulaski, Tennessee. Yeah, that's interesting. And so they left the wholesale business, and then they opened Service Merchandise, and then it evolved into a catalog showroom, and that opened in 1960 in downtown Nashville. Excuse me. And boy, that's very historical. And I saw a picture of that just yesterday, and that looked kind of cool, like that. And it grew and grew, and then expanded to other states, and then that's how we first saw it in the 70s in Chicago. Then the headquarters was moved from Nashville to nearby Brentwood. That's like a suburb, and they had a plant, and now it's called Cool Springs, I believe, like that. That's a commercial center, and so. I'm trying to remember exactly when it came to the Chicagoland area, probably 74, 75 or something like that. And I don't know which one was the first location. I don't know. Because when I moved to Ashburn neighborhood in 74, I don't think it was open yet. I think it came later. And I remember the one location was at, there were two locations nearby. One was at 76 in Cicero, right across the street from Fort City Mall. And the other one was at 87th and Cicero, which I believe, where Corvettes was, EJ Corvettes, like that. I don't know if it took over Corvettes. No, maybe not. I don't remember. But it was there. It was there. That at that location was there a long time ago, And also they had subsidiaries. I can't say the word subsidiaries. Like, for example, they had Mr. Howe Warehouse. Do you remember that? Yeah. Also, something I did not know. When Wheel of Fortune, the game show, came on the air, Service Merchandise was their prominent sponsor. So this must have been pre-Pat Sajak, with Chuck Woolery. It probably was. Or maybe continued with him. I don't remember. And then also sometimes with The Price is Right, or any game show that was on TV, like for Price is Right, Classic Concentration, Shop Till You Drop. Remember that show? Shopping Spree. They were both on the Family Channel. Right now it's not called that. And so I have the locations of the of the stores. Before I run down the list really quickly, I'll tell you a couple of memories of that place. I did buy a few things there, but I don't remember exactly what. But my mother did. She bought a few things. She loved it. She got confused at first because I bought a watch there, which was not true. I bought a watch at McDade's that was on 79th and Cicero. It was my first gold watch. My father suggested go buy. This was when I was in high school, and I still have it. It doesn't work. Hopefully, maybe I'll get it fixed and wear it. But the original watch band is gone. So we'll see about that. It probably needs the battery changed. So that watch is probably 43 years old, but it's gorgeous. It really is. So, and uh, the one thing that stands out with service merchandise is how you order something there, and it's like you go to a section, a showroom, and they give you a tag with a number. I think that's how it's done. That's how it was done. And you would go to an area where there's a conveyor belt, and you would wait for it to pick up. I think, well, I'm sure you pay for it first, with your credit, cash or credit card or a check, and then you go over there. And I do remember the conveyor belt. And you know what that reminds me of, and to most people, is Amazon. So they do something like that now, in a way, but instead of people, but it's in a warehouse and there's no customers. No, it's just employees there. So that was, and they have the shoots. I believe there was some that had shoots like that. And then once I posted this about, well, I'm going to talk about service merchandise. All the memories came in from people that I grew up in the neighborhood, or people that they're my followers. They remember working there. They remember patronizing there. The locations, and they loved that store, especially Christmas time, which was crazy. And they loved the store, and they said the customer service was good, from what I've been told, and it just expanded crazy, like that. And so that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna let's see. Oh, but you know what? Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read off the locations, and then I will play a commercial of service merchandise. Okay. All right. So here we go. It was in Arlington Heights, Illinois, Town and Country Mall, Crystal Lake, the Deerbrook Mall in Deerfield. That's the photo I posted yesterday. It was in Mundelein, Illinois. It was in the shopping center. In Niles at the Four Flags Shopping Center. In Norwich, Illinois. Also 76 in Cicero. I mentioned that before. Also, it was at Eastside Plaza. That's like 118th and Avenue O, right over there. Also at Washington Square Mall in Homewood. It was in Skokie on Toohey Avenue. It was in Waukegan, Lakehurst Shopping Center. Also, the other one I'm going to mention is Cermak in Harlem at the Cermak Plaza. A lot of people remember that store very well. Also at Bloomingdale and Army Trail Road, Downers Grove on West 75th Street, Joliet. In Indiana, in Griffith, Indiana, Maryville, Indiana, at the mall at Griffith Park Shopping Center, Maryville at the Century Consumer Mall. It was there. Also, another location at Downers Grove, Lombard, Illinois, at the Finley Square Mall. Also in Elgin, Hoffman Estates, at the Golf Center, Naperville on Route 59. Also at Winston Plaza and Melrose Park. Also, Lansing, Illinois. That's 167th and Torrance. Also, Oaklawn at 87th and Cicero, which I mentioned before. And also at Orland Park at 157th and LaGrange. Yeah. I'm sure there were others. I'm sure I missed some of them, like that. Okay. Right now, I'm going to play a commercial for service merchandise. When I come back, I'll tell you what happened to them. And then I'll do my past posts of Vanish Chicagoland stories, not stories, on my, on Vanish Chicagoland Facebook page. Okay, so here's a commercial of Service Merchandise. It's a Christmas commercial from 1985. Okay, so sit back and relax, and I'll be right back. Thank you.
This Christmas, 2 words to the wise. Service merchandise.
Christmas! Oh, yeah! What?
Service merchandise. Your store for the chef's choice. Chicago Cutlery 6-piece knife set with solid oak block. Now only $89.97.
2 words?
Service merchandise, where Quaker Industries 5-piece butcher block wooden tray table set with storage rack is now just $54.97. So this Christmas, it's 2 words to the wise. Service merchandise.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Service Merchandise from 1985. It was a Christmas commercial. Service Merchandise expanded throughout the 1970s, 80s, 90s, and the reason it went it lost popularity because of other stores that opened. Like, for example, like 2 giant discounters is, for example, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, which is gone. Later, Best Buy, Circuit City. Then they embraced the internet, but it wasn't enough. And so they changed... and then they got rid of the stuff, the products that later on, like, for example, electronics, toys, sporting goods, and they just focused on jewelry, gifts, and home decor. And the showrooms were downsized later on. That's the writing on the wall. That means, goodbye. And so they started closing, each year, pretty much, down the road. And then I don't know when it left the Chicagoland area, probably late 90s, I would imagine. And then it went out of business 2002. Believe it or not, it's still alive on the internet. And I think it sells jewelry. I think it is there. But I don't know how many people go online and buy things. Maybe. But it's still living on the World Wide Web. So that's good in a way. But also, one last thing I want to mention is their catalogs. Those catalogs are great. You go through the catalogs, and sometimes you get them in the mail, or you go to the store. They have them on display, and you read them. My favorite is the toy department or the electronics. I look forward to that. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool, like that when you're a little kid or a teenager, like that. And so that's a shame. It really is. And so now another company went to vanish Chicagoland. Just like McDade. People still talk about McDade. They want, I told people, I've talked about McDade before, but a couple of people have emailed me and said, "Oh no, why don't you talk about it again? We want to hear it again." Someday I will. We'll see. Okay. All right. Right now, I'm gonna talk about my past posts on Vanish Chicagoland, my Facebook page. This was started way back, like late September, so I'm not going to talk about each post because that takes forever. So I'll do the one that's very, very important. All right, here's one from September 27th. I posted this. It's about the opening of the Jewel Grand Bazaar. Happened 50 years ago at 53rd Street and South Pulaski Road in Chicago. That was a big deal back then. It really was. And it was like a big jewel store. And then more opened, like the one on 95th and Pulaski down the street. There was one on 87th Street and the Dan Ryan. I think there was one on North Avenue in Pulaski. I think so. Or Cicero. I don't know, around there, the west side. I can't think of another one on the top of my head, but then it lasted for a few years, and then they went back to Jewel. They reverted back to Jewel, regular Jewel. But it was kind of nice, That was, remember the logo? They had a huge fanfare about the grand openings like that. So that was kind of nice. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, I found a T-shirt from Rose Records, one of everyone's favorite record store in Chicago. They love that record store. They wish it would come back. I liked it too, and with the crazy logo like that, and that was kind of nice. I would like to get a T-shirt like that. Yeah, and that one was located in downtown on Wabash Street, and then there were a few others scattered all over the Chicagoland area like that. All right, let's see what else. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Also, 50 years ago this year was the Lord and Taylor department store opened at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg. It opened on October 1st, 1973. That was a big deal, too. It was a very nice store, very classy, very elegant, had beautiful clothing like that. They had one in Water Tower Place, in Skokie, I believe, one in Oakbrook Mall. They're all closed, but I think it's online, sort of. I think there were a couple of them in New York that lingered on, but I think they're closed. So that's a shame, like that. Also, I found an ad in the Chicago Tribune. It was an ad for Heritage House products from Dominick's. And they had, like, for example, potato chips, bologna, spaghetti, orange juice, what's that for? The bread. What's it called? I forgot the name of the bread. So, because my mom used to buy these all the time when she shopped at Dominick, so she liked the products for Heritage House. Oh, I remember beer. They had their own beer. Also, their own soda. They had their own soda too. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Okay. No. Okay, I found a photo of Dressel's, cream cheesecake. Of course, Dressel's is famous for their chocolate fudge cake, but this was cream cheesecake. Oh, that looks so good. That looked really good. And people still missed that cake. They wanted to come back. You can still get the chocolate fudge cake at Wolf's Bakery at 95th Street at west of Kedzie. I haven't bought it yet. Someday I will. I heard it's pretty pricey, and it's almost identical to that one. We'll see. Some people said yes. Some people said no. It's up to the individual, but I'll buy it one day, and I'll be the judge of that. Okay. Let's see. Then let's see what else. Oh, I found an ad for Yankee Doodle Dandy restaurant, and it was the list of. It was a menu. It didn't list the price. It lists all the things they had. It was on the menu, like, for example, and this ad it was an ad. It was from 1975. And they included the Dandy Burger, the half-pound hamburger. They had hot dogs, roast beef, fish sandwiches, fried chicken, double Dandy. I think that's a double burger. Cheeseburger, French fries, onion rings, hot apple pie. Your choice of drinks, like Coke, orange, root beer, chocolate shakes, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, coffee, lemonade, and hot chocolate. That sounds wonderful. I went once over there. I went to like 59th and Kedzie, around there in Marquette Park neighborhood. When I was a teenager, I went with a friend. That was the only time. I wish it would continue. I don't know what happened. It was just, I did talk about this on a podcast episode, so that's a shame. Okay. Let's see what else. Also found a shopping bag from Carson Peary Scott & Company. We all miss Carson's. And it's a beautiful bag, plastic. It has the 3 logos of their names, and shows the building that's on State Street. And it's still there. It's a Target now, but we all miss that store. and it's beautiful. Actually, according to my brother, he goes downtown sometimes. He says that place is busy. Target is busy. It really is. So that's a good like that. Yeah, but it's not the same. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, let's see what else we got. Also, someone sent me a directory of list of stores that was in Evergreen Plaza that was located at 95th and Western in Evergreen Park, Illinois. And it's kind of cool. It has about 4 photos, and it lists all the stores that were there at one time. And I thought it was nice. That was great, seeing all that. And I remember going there, and I remember some of the stores were there, and it's kind of cool. It really is. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else. I didn't post much, on this because a lot of things were happening. Oh, here's a plastic hand puppet from Prince Castle's Hamburgers and Ice Cream. Oh, we missed that place, with the square scoop. And I remember seeing those, and then it went into Cock Robin. They lasted for a while, and but I never had a hamburger there. I wish I did, and I heard they were wonderful, and the ice cream delicious. So you can still find the scoops, the square scoops, on eBay. If you want to collect, if you're a collector, help yourself. You could do that. Also, I found a handkerchief box from Mandel Brothers department store. That was a department store that was there for a long time until it sort of went out of business around 1960. And then they had a location on State Street on Madison. And then Weebles moved in 1960. So they were there. They were there a long time, like in the early 20th century. Also, I found I had a picture of Linco Beach. You don't say Clorox, you don't say bleach, you say Linco if you lived in Chicago. My mom, I shop with my mom sometimes, and we bought some bleach, and it just slipped out of her mouth, out of slip of the tongue, and she said Linco, even though it's been out of business for so long. I go, no, it's Clorox. We still call it Linco. And some people still call it that. Older people do, It's funny. That's kind of fun. It really is. Also, I found a red jacket with Poppin' Fresh emblem on them. That's very rare. Yeah. Now it's Baker Square. There are not that many in the Chicago area. I think there are about 3 or 4 left. I love that place. I wish they would expand again. But, well, no, because everyone loves their French silk pie, and I do too. All their pies are delicious. Okay. Also, I found a weather map from PJ Hoff. He was the weatherman on Channel 2, WBM TV in Chicago. This is from 1956. And he used to draw the maps. He'd do like all these caricatures and all that. He was very talented and a very nice man. He was there from the 50s until he retired, and like in the mid 60s, and like about 1968. He was with Faye Flynn. Then Faye Flynn moved to Channel 7 on WLS. Okay. Next up, I found a bus stop sign with 2 bus routes of the CTA that no longer exists. And one was called 136 Douglas. That goes on the west side of Chicago. That's like the Austin neighborhood or Garfield Park. And the other one was 127 Jackson Independence. So that was kind of nice. It's a good find. I found it on eBay. I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, I love discontinued bus routes. That's that people have forgotten like that. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Oh, I also posted a photo of Weebles department store that was at Fort City. One of my favorite stores shopping there. And my mom's too, when we lived in the area. And a lot of kids in high school that I went to worked there. I've applied there. Didn't get the job. I kept trying, maybe once or twice, but it was great. It was a great store. They had everything, good quality. I remember taking the Ford City bus over there. It cost a quarter. And they take it right there, right in front of the store. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Alrighty. As I go along, then I found a picture of a candy section in a Butera grocery store. It was in 1980. It was during the Halloween season. And I thought it was kind of cool to see all of the candy like that. Butera is still around. There's a few stores in the area, not around me, up north somewhere. I think one in Crystal Lake or something, or like that. Maybe two or three or something like that. But they were all over, and mostly on the north side. So it was a good store like that. So that's good. If I'm ever in the neighborhood, maybe I'll stop by. Okay, and let's see what else. I found a photo. This is courtesy of the Libertyville Museum Historical Society. It was a picture of Chicken Unlimited. Oh, I miss that store. I miss this restaurant. It was good chicken. It was one near where I used to live in Roseland, 111th in Michigan, right on the corner. Remember the Wham Burger? The chicken was great, and I loved it. Yeah, and a lot of people miss it. They really do. Also, I found a color photo of Aladdin's Castle at Riverview Park in Chicago. And that thing was scary with the eyes moving back and forth and all that. Yeah, that's like, ooh. Everyone still misses Riverview. Everyone still misses it. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay. That was one other thing. They announced that Victory Auto Wreckers was going out of business. You know that commercial where the guy is, excuse me, at his car. He opens the door and the door falls out. So they went out of business, I think, November 30th. They closed for good. But it was there for a long, long time in Bensonville. And I saw the segment on Channel 9. They brought back the guy who did the commercial. He was with Dean Richards and Anna Belleville and did that. And he reenacted the scene in the commercial. I thought it was funny, but that was great. That was nice. So that's a shame because we see this commercial all the time. We're watching on TV, especially on Channel 9 or other stations, I don't know. Someone else did the announcement besides Dean Richards. I'm trying to remember who. Someone else. I can't think of it. Anyway, so that's sad. That really is. Also, I found an ad for Bernie Brothers rum cake. Remember Bernie Brothers? They had great. It was a great bakery. I don't know if they were in competition with Dressel's. I remember it reminds me of the episode on the Honeymooners where Ralph Cramden was he was going to drink a bottle of wine. Alice told him not to drink. It makes him sick. He goes, you had a 2-day hangover from a slice of rum cake. That was a funny thing. I've had rum cake before. It's very good. Excuse me. Okay, let's see what else. Also, there was a DJ. His name was Captain Whammo. He passed away. I did a podcast episode of that. I found an ad of him, and he appeared at Old Chicago Amusement Park. He did that. Also, I found a photo from 1969. It's Diana's grocery store, located on Halsted Street with the restaurant. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing. Talking too much. I remember seeing the bread. It's called coludas. They're round. They look like a big donut. And the smell of it. And the Greek magazines on display. And the comic books, like Mickey Mouse. Oh, I love that. My mom visited there a couple times when I was little, and with the newspapers and all that. I try to read them. I do read Greek. I understand, but that was kind of cool, like that. Also, I found ads for Boogie's Diner. It was from 1990. It was located at 932 North Rush Street. I never went there. I wish I did. It sounded like a lot of fun. Also, I have Red Goose shoes. Do you remember that? You would put it was like a dispenser with a goose, and they'd come out with eggs, golden eggs like that. So that was nice. I never bought shoes there. Never. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Also, another ad for John's Sausage Pizza. That was from the Tribune from 1973. Everyone misses this pizza. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, and there was also Buttermade bread. Dominic's had carried this. I don't think Jewel did. I don't think so. I think they had their own brand. I think it was Jewel Made, and I found that ad, which was kind of nice. It was pretty good bread. I liked it. It was like Home Top. With the butter on top like that with the commercial. Also, I found another Dressel's ad. It was celebrating their 50th anniversary. They started in 1913, and it was kind of nice, like that. Okay, and also, let's see what else. Also, Circus World. That was a toy store that opened in Ford City. It wasn't there very long, but it had a few locations in Fort City, North Riverside Park. I don't know where else it was, but it's kind of like Child Word on the Circus World. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see what we got here. I think we're almost done. Yeah, I think so. Also, I found a photo of Meisterbrow Fiesta Pack cans. Remember those colorful cans like that? They were neat. Very neat indeed, like that. Okay. I wish that beer would came back. All right, let's see what else. Yeah, well, we're getting done. Folks, just bear with me. And for Thanksgiving, I found a photo of an electric carving knife from Sears. That was kind of cool. Some people still have them. Some people have them. So that's, I never owned one. Never owned one. No, never did. Just use the traditional one. Okay, let's see what else. I think that's it. Oh. Yeah, I think that's all. Okay. Well, folks, I'll be right back. Excuse me. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I apologize for cutting off like that. I had something in my throat. I'm okay now. I drink some water like that. So one last thing before I sign off, I have the Linton's gift box. It's a Christmas gift box. It's gorgeous. So some couple people said, well, it's not a department store, it's a clothing store. Okay, fine. But it sort of is like a department store in a way because they had clothes, but they sold other items. So okay. Call it what you want. So that was kind of nice. That I found this box. I love that store. They had bought a couple one or two ties there when I was a teenager. Okay. That was the one in Evergreen Park in Evergreen Plaza. I bought a couple of those. Okay, so that's it. I'll do a recap of what I've talked about. I talk about my memories of service merchandise stores in Chicago. Also, I did my past posts of my Fan of Chicago on my Facebook page. This podcast is kind of long. Forgive me, but that's okay. You can listen how much you like. Okay. So this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Also, will be on my blog, VanChicagoland.blog. Also on my YouTube channel, Van Chicagoland Stories. People still ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? They keep asking me that. It's like, go to YouTube and do a search. You will find it. Hit subscribe. Also on the apps. You get a notification of new episodes. You can listen to past episodes if you like. If you have time, please do. Also, be sure on my social media accounts: Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, and Reddit. Okay, so that's it for today. And I said in the beginning of the show, I will probably do another one tomorrow. Yeah, probably. And it's a couple surprises. I will repeat what I said about the surprises. It's something involving the 80s, two crazy events. One that happened here in Chicago, and probably the other one did happen here, but it happened in the United States. And so once I post the photos, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, so this is Speak Astonish, your host of Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. It's kind of a gloomy day, but it was snowing, but it's melted now because I'm sitting here recording, and I see the house next door, and all the snow's melted off the roof, so it's warming up. That's good. And I heard the rest of the week's going to be very mild, so that's great. That's wonderful. Got to put the Christmas tree up soon, so in a couple of days. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so just keep an eye on the podcast, and they'll be ready for you to listen. All right, good. And also, if I don't have a podcast tomorrow, it will probably be Saturday or Sunday. I'll announce it later on today. All right. So here's bye-bye from me, and here's a little traveling music with Ray Rayner saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.